Welcome to the 7 o'clock news. I'm Jonas and she is Camilla.
Sånn!
Incident make people all over the world ask themselves the same question. Is Vladimir Putin's Russia apart or apart from the rest of the world? Many have questioned Russia's recent actions towards Ukraine, which is still not solved. Russia has invaded Ukraine and many people fear a war is about to break out. That is if Putin refused to back up from Ukraine's territory. On the 20th of January, Barack Obama held supposedly one of his best ever speeches, called State of Union. He said that the US were opposing the actions of Russia and supporting Ukraine's democracy.
A popular statement by several people is if Putin has a soul or not. Even America's earlier Vice President Joe Biden has stated exactly that to Putin himself during a meeting in 2011. Putin's response to this was, "We understand each other." What Putin meant by this is still unclear, but what we do know is that Putin is a ruthless man. He has a cold nature without capacity to feel emotion or to show empathy, which may be the cause of the Vice President's statements, according to CNN's news report. His record as an earlier Soviet secret police officer has been said to be bloodier than that of the Nazi SS themselves.
Testing the US and NATO across the world was the headline in an article by Aftenposten on the 11th of November. The last year, Russia has been responsible for serious, partly serious situations directed against several NATO countries. Putin resembles the previous Soviet leader, Joseph Stalin, in many ways, most because of his attitude and hate towards the US. Stalin was given the nickname Iron Man because of his lack of facial expressions, and therefore supposedly lack of human compassion. This is a very unfavorable trait to have as a leader, and it's much easier to portray as the bad guy in many situations. Sadly for Putin, not only does the actions make him drift away from the rest of the world but also his lack of humanity.
Gay rights are a big issue in Russia nowadays. It seems that Putin himself, as well as the rest of Russia, has no regard for gay people. One could say they are encouraging rather than stopping abuse of gay people, and there are many different videos on the internet showing gay people getting discriminated or attacked. According to GQ's news report, you can legally be thrown in jail by Russian law for being gay, or even as much as support them. The anti-gay regime is so strict that they allow gay people to be beat up in broad daylight and no one cares. For us who live in the western part of the world, this is completely unheard of. In 2015, it's completely normal to be gay, and it's not something to be so afraid of anymore. In Russia, one should be afraid if that person is gay. It's not uncommon for gay people to be ambushed and attacked with baseball bats or even guns, and in some cases, the victim gets killed. Human Rights Watch has sent a warning to Russia, informing them that their people cannot, however, act like that to another citizen without consequences. So far, Putin and Russia has turned a blind eye to the events, but the rest of the world...
We hear about the current actions in the Ukraine and on the Crimea. But what is actually happening there? Putin, as Tsar Nikolai II of Russia, felt like he needed to have control over Russian people to achieve even more power, even though they didn't or don't resident in Russia. And by this, it is meant that over 50% of the population of Crimea has Russian roots. In addition to his Russian Marine having their big naval base placed on Crimea, which they have had a long time. Because of conflict with the government in Ukraine lately, they are now afraid of losing the access to the Black Sea, which will make them weaker in the military. From the outside, seems like a leader who has lost his senses. But from the inside and seen from Russian population, he is a very popular and respected leader of the country. Russia, as said earlier, are used to be ruled by strong leaders.